at his feet. It's a disaster, the amount of ignorance that goes on in the body. In 1945, the Second World War ended. When America went to Japan and dropped 2 bombs there, one in Hiroshima, a second one in Nagasaki, and the war ended. As at the time the war was ending in 1945, Japan had 3 million soldiers outfield that were scattered in different parts of the world fighting. 3 million soldiers. Japan spread their soldiers around the world fighting. A few months ago, 3 Japanese soldiers were found in the forest of Philippines who were still fighting. And they said they did not know that the war had ended. They are in their 80s. Hiroshi Onoda was lucky because he was discovered in 1975. But you have to calculate the number of years between 1945 to 1975. When fishermen found these Japanese soldiers across the river, they've been wearing the same garment. Help me calculate how many years between 1945 and last year. Eating wild boar and killing wild animals and eating in the bush. When they see people, they shoot them. They are still fighting in a war that has ended. When Jesus said on the cross, it is finished. Do you know that some of us are still involved in fighting a war that has finished? You are on your own. They said they did not know that the war had ended. Now, since 1945 to last year, 77 years, they've been fighting. And they said they did not know that the war had ended. You see what ignorance can cause. When Jesus said you will know the truth will set you free. But that's the truth you know when you're at his feet. Learning and education can be expensive. Ignorance costs more. I learned from Hiroshi Onoda and the rest of the Japanese soldiers who were accosted by fishermen across the river. They were beckoning to them to come over. The Japanese soldiers were pointing their gun at them. The Filipinos were telling them, put your gun down. The war has ended. They were telling the Filipinos that you want to scam us. You want to con us so you can arrest us. We have never been arrested and we will never surrender. He said in Japanese army, you are taught to fight till death. And they sent to the Japanese embassy in Philippines to come and speak to them. And the ambassador of Japan in Philippines came and spoke in the native language of Japan to them and introduced himself. Then Hiroshi Onoda said, well, we will surrender our weapon if only I can see my unit commander. He said, I will not. I learned fresh lessons in obedience and service. Loyalty, I'm learning fresh lessons in loyalty. And Paul asked the Corinthians, said, does nature not teach you? We take a lesson from what we see. And the Japanese ambassador went all over Japan trying to figure out who was his unit commander. And they found him. He now operates a bookshop downtown in Japan. And they begged him, can you come? Because it is only you he recognized. And when the unit commander came, he took a salute and told him, he said, I fought under your flag in war. I will also be loyal to you in peace. And he handed over his weapon to him and took a salute. I'm taking fresh lesson in loyalty. The reason why Japanese army had never been conquered, not in a war. Their soldiers were taught to fight. One thing that is needful that we need to also take notice of is service. Face your job. In 1 Kings chapter 20. Verse 39. As the king passed by, he cried unto the king and said, thy servant went out into the midst of the battle. Behold, a man turned aside and brought a man to me and said, keep this man. If by any means he be missing, then shall thy life be for his life, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver. Verse 40. And as thy servant was busy here and there, as thy servant was busy here and there, the man who himself wanted to go, he's been looking for an opportunity to escape. One day I was traveling and I needed to take a flight from Lagos to Abuja, and I forgot a document, a very important document. I had already sat inside the plane. Then I remembered that a document will be needed at the embassy. And I forgot the document in Ikeja. So I came out of the plane. They said once you come out, the rule of flying is that if you are seated and you came out, you will not be allowed, you will be put under arrest. You will not be allowed to go until the plane has landed. When the plane has landed, then you can go. Then everybody is safe. So I was put under arrest in the airport. And a policeman, hefty 300 pounds, was armed with weapon to watch over me where I was sitting. And we were to be monitoring whenever the plane would land, so I could go. As I sat there, I started hearing, Anthony Ko shot me. I look at him with a great pity because his weapon was also beside him. You were asked to watch over me because the life of all the passengers in the plane are at stake. In case I had planted anything in the seat where I sat, they want the plane to land safely first because they can release me. The man to look after me slept. This one narrated that it was war, that a captive of war, prisoner of war, was brought to him and he was told, keep this man. If you let him go, your life will go for his life. What is needful here for you to live is to watch over this man. What is needful for you, forget about wife, forget about son, forget about market day, forget about bank. What will guarantee your existence is as you watch over this man. But it said, as thy servant was